Okay, fab. Good evening, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to tonight's opportunity call. Hope everyone is really, really good. I'm going to be brave and spotlight myself, even though I've literally just walked in the door. So I hope everyone is really good. My name's Emma Snedden. Thank you for jumping on to our opportunity call tonight. So I'm going to talk to you for 15 minutes or so about our amazing opportunity to earn a second or replacement income from home, from a mobile phone. I say from home, actually from anywhere. Like, I've probably done this business in most places, venues that you can think of, watching the kids swimming, sitting at the traffic lights in the car, on a sun lounger abroad, sat at my kitchen table, in my office, putting the kids to bed, anywhere and everywhere. If you've got a mobile phone or an iPad or connection to the internet in any way, you can absolutely definitely run this business from anywhere, which is one of the fabulous things about it, right? It's really versatile. It's incredibly simple to do. So somebody hopefully has invited you on here tonight to take a look at it. And so just want to sort of, I probably won't cover all of the questions that you might have, okay? So all I can do in a shortish period of time is give you a skeleton overview of what it is, maybe a little bit of what it isn't. And also we're going to hear from a couple of the girls, as I said before, who are doing this business around families, around jobs, around busy lives, so that you can hear like different people's stories, which I think is really important, right? So you can hear different people from different backgrounds. The kind of slant on this call, if you like, is that it's really designed to help busy people see how they can fit this business into their lives. And the reason that I do that is because that was me. Back in 2013, when I first stumbled across this business opportunity, I definitely was firmly in the I don't have time for that camp. I've got 3 kids. I was working 100 hours a week in an incredibly ridiculous, stressful corporate job, running on empty all the time, going to bed late, getting up early, away from home. So the kind of concept, my friend said to me, I've got a business opportunity for you to run your own business. I was like, get out of town. Like, absolutely no chance. I couldn't fit another thing into my day. There's no way that I just had all of these preconceived ideas about what I thought was. And so what I want to do is kind of bust a few myths around that, because this business really is designed to fit around you, fit around your life, fit around your children if you've got them, your job if you've got one, university if that's what you're doing, or whatever. Like, everybody's busy, aren't they? Like, I think in 8 years I've been doing this now, probably the most frequent thing that I hear from people when they're like, oh, it sounds really good, but, right? It sounds really good, but, like, but what? Like, but I haven't got time. I'm really busy. I've got a lot on. Let me tell you, everybody is, right? Everybody's busy. Everybody's got a lot on. I don't know anybody who's just sitting around twiddling their thumbs, waiting for a business to land in their lap. And like, life isn't like that. We've all got stuff on. And luckily, this business is totally designed for busy people to be successful. So you're in the right place with the right product at the right time in the right company. And I know for a fact that if you just get stuck in, you'll absolutely love it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you my story, and within that kind of weave in how the business works, how you make money, what it can be, and then I'm going to hand over and really listen to the girls for a couple of minutes each, just top line what they are doing, how they fit it around their lives, and why they recommend it for other busy people. So as I said, I came across this business back in 2012. My friend introduced it to me. He was my personal trainer. I was working crazy hours. I used to go to the gym at 6 o'clock in the morning. It was the only time of the day that I could fit it in, was like while my kids were asleep. And I started to take the products first. I absolutely fell in love with the products. I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about the products now because we just don't have time. But it's really, really important to understand the products are the backbone of the business, right? It's we are very customer focused. We're all about the end consumer. 80% of our business is customer driven. So we're not one of those businesses that's full of distributors that only distributors that use the products. We've got an 80% balance that is actually just customers who are nothing to do with the business opportunity, which is brilliant, right? Because it means that we've got actual genuine customers. But also all of the distributors use the products as well. So I fell in love with the products first. They're a fantastic, relatively small range of health and wellness products. So I started to take the shakes. I've got them here behind my laptop. I started to take the shakes first. Just had one every single day for breakfast. Wasn't eating breakfast. So many mums I know in the same position, right? So I started to have one of these every day, minute to make, a minute to drink. Totally got rid of my excuses about why I couldn't eat breakfast, why I was running on empty. Just felt so much better. Within about a week or two, I was, sleeping better, eating better, just feeling better. So I introduced the capsules then into my diet, which are these fruit, veg and berry capsules. started to take them, all the benefits that I felt from taking the shakes by like multiply by a million. Like, just cannot recommend them highly enough for anybody. I don't know anybody who gets enough fruit and vegetables, anybody who gets enough nutrition. If you want to look good and feel good, have more energy, you know, feel more healthy. I haven't had a cough or a cold in at least 8 years now. My children are exactly the same. My husband is exactly the same. So all of us take Juice Plus. So I was absolutely evangelical about the product anyway. I was telling everybody about it, because what we do, isn't it? You know, when you love something, when you feel great, or you've got like a good hairdresser or a good nail technician or a book that you've read or a film that you've seen or a Netflix movie that you're watching, we're tagging it on Facebook and telling everybody about it. And that's what I was doing long before I joined the business. I was telling every busy mum I knew about this amazing product that I found, how great I felt. But even the people that I wasn't telling saw the difference. People were asking me, like, what are you doing? You look fantastic. Your skin's really clear and you've got this like energy and a spring in your step. And so joining the business became just a really sensible, easy decision to make, because I was doing it anyway. But you don't have to necessarily take the products first and then join the business in that order. You can actually, a lot of people join the business and start taking the products at the same time. I would definitely recommend, however, that you do take at least one of the products to get you started, because if you're going to recommend something to somebody, kind of need to be using it yourself, I think, anyway. And then you can build up to using the whole range. And even if you decide at the end of this call, for who knows what reason, if you decide that this business isn't for you, I absolutely would encourage you to take a serious look at the products from a health and wellness perspective. They're incredible. So love the products, was recommending them to people anyway. And when John said to me, look, there's a business attached to it, it's £50 to get involved, that was like ticking the box number one, because I thought it was going to be really expensive to get involved. I thought, oh God, you know, I'm going to have to, like, I'd have to find loads, like a massive investment. And I had always wanted to be, I've worked hard all my life, right? Most of us do. You know, I had a job at school, went to university, worked all the way through that, got a job straight from university, was building my career, all of that thing. And I always liked the idea of having my own business or doing my own thing, but I thought it was going to be like time consuming and expensive and risky. And the older you get responsibilities, don't you, like mortgage and kids and stuff like that. And the opportunity to take a risk becomes less and less available, really. So I just didn't think it was for me. But when he said, look, it's only 50 quid to join, it's like the cost of a crap night out, really. We can't even go out at the minute anyway, so you might as well invest it in this, right? And I just thought, well, what's the worst that can happen? Right, the worst that can happen is that I invest £50 and I don't do anything and therefore make no money, right? So the biggest loss I was ever going to make was £50, and that would only happen if you actually didn't tell anybody about it, didn't share it with anyone. So that was tick number one, is like it's really, really low you know, cost to get involved. And what do you get for that £50? Loads, right? You get your own office, you get your own online website. I've had a website made for me in the past. It cost me nearly 10 grand, right? The company just give you a website with your details on it. There's you also get everything done for you by the company. So this is the biggest tick in the box, I think, for busy people, right? Everything is done for you by the company. So we recommend the product to people. So you take the product, you feel the benefits, and you tell other people about it. Pretty, like, who can do that? Anyone, right? Anybody and everybody. And you do it online and offline, as much or as little as you want to do with it, okay? The company do everything else. The company warehouse the product, they make the product, they produce the product, they ship the product direct to the customer's door, they handle all the money, they handle all the invoicing, they pay you on the 10th of every single month for all the, you know, commissions that you've earned. As long as you've got one of these, and I would imagine you're either looking at me right now on it, or it's right next to you, within arm's reach, right? Your mobile phone or your iPad or your laptop or whatever connection to the outside world that you have. You can create an online business, a global business. So anywhere in the world, you can build a customer base from wherever you want to be, because you're not doing any deliveries. You're not going to the post office. You're not buying product and selling it on. You are literally recommending the product. Your friend says, I want to buy that. And you say, cool, I'll send you a link. You create a little link and you send it to them and they check out and the company does the rest. I think that's incredible. Like, I think it's absolutely incredible. And that's why it worked for me when I was busy, because I wasn't doing a full day at work, then juggling the kids and then thinking, oh my God, I've now got to parcel all this crap up and send it out and go to the post office and drive round to Julie's house and drop it off. I would never have got involved if I'd had to do all that. You don't have to do any of the boring donkey work, hard work stuff is done for you by the company, which I think is incredible. And then the other side of it is, if you want to build a team, you literally just join the business, feel the benefits of that, which you will, and share that with other people as well. online and offline, as much or as little of that as you want. So when I say as much or as little of that as you want, a lot of people, when they look at this opportunity, they look at like the really big money and they see some of the stuff on Facebook and they think, oh, like I'll never be able to do that, or I really want that, but I don't know, like it must take lots of time or whatever. You can earn anything from a few £100 a month, if that's all you want, if you just want to do this as a little bit of a sideline thing, right up to 4 figures a month, 5 figures a month, and like any number you can think of pretty much if you want to, right? There's never any pressure from us. And in 8 years in this business, I've never felt one day of, oh, I've got to do this, or any pressure from anybody, other than all I ever feel is support, love, connection, and like somebody going, you know, I'll help you and I'll hold your hand and I'll show you what to do. So if you want to earn a small additional income, pay the bills, help pay the mortgage or the rent or whatever, that's totally cool, and we can help you to do that. But there is a big money side to it too, is if you want it, right? So there's £120,000 worth of bonuses. The first bonus is £80. The second bonus is £250. The vast majority of people, I would say, earn between £200 and £500 in their first month in this business, if you do what we tell you to do, which is basically share the product with people. After that, so 10 times your investment is very possible. What are we on? The 3rd of February, right? In this month, very, very possible. After that, you've got 10 times your investment back in month 1, which is exactly what I did. You then build on that after that. So in month 2, I earned £1,000, just over 1,013. I've never earned any less than that since in the last 8 years. That's not because I'm phenomenal at it. It's because that it's possible, and it's simple, and I loved it, and I just followed the steps. You know, I remember saying to John, like, what do I do now? And he's like, do this, speak to that person. I'm like, I've done that. What do I do now? He's like, do that, speak to this person, get on this call. It's so simple to do, and you do it in what I would call the nooks and crannies of the day, like 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there. I actually, when I saw what was possible, so I only wanted to earn, well, I say only wanted to earn, my ambition was quite small to start with. I was like, if I can earn £200 a month, I'll stick it all in the bank and I'll have it at Christmas. That was my kind of initial goal. And as I said, I earned far more than that in my first month and far more than that in my second month. And then I kind of got on, well, a live version of this at an event, and I heard from a few people who were earning £2,000 a month and £3,000 a month and £4,000 a month and weren't having to go to work anymore. And I was like, hold on a minute. And I remember saying, like, what do I have to do that? And John was like, just the same and more, but just a bit more of it. So I just became a bit more deliberate with it. I turned the television off at night, and I was still working full time. I was still working 100 hours a week. I was still a mum of 3 kids. I was still a wife running a home and all of that other stuff, still going to the gym in the morning. This just slots into your life like that because you're already doing it. I put money on it. You've recommended something to somebody in the last 48 hours, something. You definitely have. We do it all the time. So to get paid for it makes sense. And in this day and age, there are 6.3 billion people on social media. 6.3 billion. Even if not one of your friends buys the product, even if not one of your family buys the product, there are 6.3 billion people out there for you to speak to, all of whom need better nutrition, all of whom need, you know, good health, all of whom are looking for more energy, most of whom are looking for some sort of body weight or body management program. So the whole world is your oyster. And that was the other big tick in the box for me, was that the audience for this product, if you like, your marketplace is anyone and everyone, right? Tall people, short people, fat people, thin people, old people, young people. Who doesn't need good nutrition? Everybody. Who needs more money? Pretty much everybody. It doesn't matter who you are. If someone's going to turn up on your doorstep with an extra £1,000 a month, you're probably going to say thanks very much and take it, right? So this can be whatever you want it to be. I decided to jump in with both feet when I saw what was possible, and I worked a little bit more on it, probably did it like in the evening when the kids had gone to bed. And by the end of my first 10 months in this business, I was earning twice as much in my part-time job doing this a couple of hours a day as I was in my full-time career, my 15-year corporate career that I'd spent forever building, working really hard away from home. My Juice Plus business, I was earning the same in 10 months. Excuse me, by the end of 12 months, I was earning twice as much. So I decided to leave my corporate life behind, and just since the start of 2014, this is all I've done. I've been a work from home mum. My life fits around my kids instead of my kids having to fit around my life, which is huge, right? So I don't miss a thing. I'm here before school, when they used to go to school. I'm here before school, I'm here after school, I'm here if they forget something, I'm here if they're poorly, I'm here if they don't want to go to school. Right now, in the last 12 months, where they've been in and out of school like hokey cokey, it's been an absolute godsend. I do not know what we would have done if I had to go to work. I was able to retire my husband from his full-time job as well, so he hasn't had to go to work for the last 7 years either. So it's completely transformed our family life. My kids don't remember when mummy and daddy used to go to work. They don't remember when we weren't here in the morning when they got up, or when they used to go to school at 7 and come home at 6. Now it's just transformed everything. So this little 200 quid a month thing that I started doing can be the same for you if you want it to be. If you want to create that different life, if you want to create something, just do it around your current commitments. You don't have to give anything up. You don't have to learn anything new. You don't have to go anywhere, buy anything, join anything. You literally just invest your £50. You go back to the person who invited you on this call and say, I'm in. And just see what you can create in 12 months. Imagine what you could be like by February 2021. You could have a completely different life if you want to. But even if all you ever do is the small bit, right? The £500 a month, £6,000 a year more coming into your home in 12 months, by the end of 12 months time. What would you have to do in your current job to get another £6,000 in the next 12 months? I don't even think that was an option for me in my job. So it might not seem like a huge amount of money, but 500 quid a month, what would that do for you? What about £1,000 a month? What would that do for you? All while you're getting healthy, all while you're having fun. And I haven't even touched on the fun and the community and the connection and all of that stuff either, which has been honestly a total godsend, especially the last 12 months. If it wasn't for this, the only people I would have spoken to for the last 12 months are the people with the same surname as me. So luckily, like, this business has pretty much kept us staying, which I'm sure some of the girls will touch on. Right, I'm going to bring on Sarah and get my breath back. So I'll bring on Sarah, Claire, Kelly and Lisa. If I'm just not necessarily in that order, probably in the order in which I can see you. There you are, Sarah, I can see you first. So you'll come on. Let me unmute you. Hi, can you unmute yourself?
Hiya, can you hear me?
Thank you so much for agreeing to jump on and share your story. So obviously you've heard a bit of mine there. Can you tell us a little bit about what this business has done for you and why do you recommend it to busy people?
Yeah, sure. So hi everyone, my name's Sarah. I've been doing this now for 5 years and originally started doing it around my full-time job. I also have a little girl, so it just slotted in, like Emma said, into the nooks and crannies of the day. So I was just doing a little bit before work in the morning, and then I basically gave up playing Candy Crush, that I was a massive addict, and just did this in the evening instead, whilst watching TV. So it built up a nice income alongside my full-time job. So it just gave us so much more freedom. We were living a bit beyond our means, so just didn't have any extra money at the end of the month. So this gave us money that we were able to go for meals, days out, like put towards holiday, do stuff around the house. Like, it was amazing. Then COVID's come along. I was put on furlough, so just carried on building my business around my little girl at home, having fun in the sun in the garden. And I was actually earning more than I did in my full-time job, which was incredible. The fact that I'd already got this to like build up like the extra 20% that I'd lost from being on furlough was amazing as well. So I actually hit a promotion, which meant that I got £1,000 bonus, and then I was actually given notice of being made redundant. So just before I went in to be made redundant, I just hit, like half an hour before I went in, I just hit my next promotion, which meant that I was going to get a bonus of £1,800 as well. So the fact that I could do this alongside like Olivia at home was just incredible. So it's meant that I've not had to go and get a job, which I'm so thankful for, especially at this time with her being at home, and it's just saved so much stress. So I'm just sharing this with everyone, just so that other people know that you can do this around a full-time job and kids and everything. It just does fit in really amazingly, and it's just, there's a great like positive community that we've got, and like that's one of my favorite things as well, is like the connection that we all have together as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. And I constantly think about how different things would be now if you'd had to go back to work and Olivia was off school, and like your life is so different to what it was for the first 3 years in the business when you used to come on the calls with like your headphones in, sat in the office, and feels like a different life now when I look at you just at home all the time, and it's lovely to see. So I'm really, really happy for you. Thank you so much for sharing that story. I really appreciate it. Next up, I'm going to bring on Claire, who's just disappeared off my screen. Where are you? There she is. You look nervous. You don't need to be. She messaged me and said, I'm going to step outside of my comfort zone and share my story. So let me see. Let me unmute you a minute. So don't be nervous. Just pretend it's just me. I would love it if you would just share, just in like 2 minutes, what is this business doing for you and why do you recommend it to other busy people?
Yeah, well, I'm a single mum of 3 teenagers. And I didn't get any support whatsoever from the father. He refused to give me any money. So I was currently a graphic designer when I started, but the work really dried up, and I've also got myself a little job at a school in the school kitchen, so I'm still working, which I'm quite grateful for. I'm also a club leader as well, so you can imagine how busy I am because I've got that to organise as well on a Zoom call. So it's crazy. I'm still homeschooling all 3 kids. And as you can imagine, everybody's probably got increased housework to do because it's a nightmare with all the kids being at home. So I'm still trying to juggle all that. I found that the business actually helped me focus on myself more. And I absolutely love that it's helped me be accountable for being me, doing my workouts, keeping healthy, helping the kids to be healthy as well. And I used to be a really shy girl. It's like when I first met Julie, look at me now, I'm here talking and I'm going dead red and dead hot. So it's enabled me to say yes more to the children, because obviously with all 3 of them being in scouts and stuff like that, and when it would come to like a scout camp at summer, it'd be like £500 each, and there was no way that I could afford to do that. So it's enabled me to say yes more to them. I'm not struggling around at Christmas to them, and it's also taught me a lot more about my health and stuff like that. So I absolutely love it.
How long have you been doing the business for, Claire?
4 years.
Brilliant, amazing. Thank you so much. I'm just like teenage kids at home and juggling life and all of that. It's amazing what you can fit in if you want to. So, and I love the fact that you said it adds to your life, and it, that's the thing. I think it's one of the things that's so key about this is it actually adds quality. I find anyway, adds quality to my life. It doesn't ever feel like, oh God, I've got to do my Juice Plus now. It's not a job like that. It's not work like that. I used to reward myself with this at the end of the day. Like after a long day in the office, I'll be like, oh yes, I get to do my Juice Plus stuff now. And that's how it really feels. So thank you for sharing that. I really appreciate it. You were great. So well done. Let me just do that. I'm going to bring on, who can I see next? Lisa, let me just bring you on. And then we've got Kelly after that. Cool. Can you unmute yourself, or have I done it? There we go. There you go. Hi. Can you just share us again, just in a couple of minutes, what is this business doing for you and why do you recommend it to other people?
I'd certainly recommend it. I originally started the business just to pay for my own products back in November, but I'm a busy working mum. I work 40 plus hours every week. I've got 3 children at home. I am the only wage earner in my house. I've got twin boys that are 11. One's got special needs. He's got ASD and mobility issues. So there isn't very much time in my day. How do I work this about my business? How do I work this about my life? It's become mine. The money's great. The community is everything to me. The kids are in bed at 9 o'clock, and that's when I speak to all the girls, and we share tips, and we have a laugh, and we have a brew. I can't believe how easy it is because I am rubbish at social media. I'm a great talker. I'm not very good at things like that. I'm nearly 50, for heaven's sake. My kids had to teach me how to download Zoom, for heaven's sake. So if I can do it, anybody can do it. I absolutely love it. I joined for health reasons, and I'm staying for the money because let's face it, I like the money. In my first month, I've earned since November 2 promotions, and I'm working towards my 3rd one. It's paid for Christmas for me. It's paid for installation of my house. Just goes to show how old I am. in January, and February is going to help me. I get a new boiler, which I've wanted for so long. So it doesn't dip into the family purse. So I'm using it for things that I really need. I've been able to say yes to the kids more. My contract is due up at the end of May, and I finally realised I've made some cracking memories with my kids, and this will give me time freedom. I don't want to go back to work in an office. My kids can be a little bit monsters because I'm homeschooling as well at the same time. So not am I working from home, I'm homeschooling the twins. I've got an elder son who's 21 who does help out, I must admit, but then I've got the cleaning, the cooking, all of that. But I so look forward to doing this business every single night, speaking to you guys. Sunday morning, coffee morning, oh my goodness, it's the best. Everybody in our pajamas, just talking, hair absolutely a mess. It's something for me. And I feel like I just feel so much energized, and I've got control. If I need a new boiler, I will work towards getting a new boiler. It's as simple as that. If you need a holiday, just work a little bit harder for your holiday. It doesn't have to be, you know, Spain or Bognor Regis or whatnot. I'm aiming to go to New York in November for my 50th. That's my goal, and that's what I want this business to do for me.
Thank you so much. It will definitely happen. COVID restrictions might be the only thing that get in your way. Your money's not going to be an issue, but it's good to have a goal. It's really good to have a goal. And honestly, the boiler might not sound like the sexiest thing in the world, but I tell you what, if you can't afford it, it's a nightmare, isn't it? If it's something, if you need a new boiler or a new fridge freezer,
I'd be happy to go with Bognor right now.
Yes, exactly. Thank you so much, Lisa. Thank you for sharing your story. Right, finally, I am going to bring on Kelly, if I can see her. There she is. Let me just add you. Hey. My darling. So again, what?
I was just gonna say I'm only laughing because we got a new toilet.
Oh, sexy. Living the dream. Okay, so apart from the new toilet, tell us a little bit about what this business is doing for you. Why do you recommend it to other people?
I've been in the business 7 years now. I went from being a busy teacher to being a new mum to trying to juggle being a teacher and a mum, and that was just ridiculous. And I always knew I wanted something else, but I didn't really know what my options were. So this was options without extra workload, which was exactly what I needed, really. I got my mum life balance back, and I did it in my evenings, and I did it when the little one was having naps, and it just fitted in with everything else I was doing. And like Emma said before, the biggest thing for me was the no delivering, because I'd be rubbish. It'd still be in the boot of my car. So yeah, when I joined, I was overweight, I lacked confidence, my mental health was poor, and I had a really, really poor immune system, so I was always absolutely shattered. Started taking the products, lost weight, got a glow, and thought, you know what, other people need to feel like this as well. And the best bit was I got paid commission on my own products. So that was like a no-brainer for me. And during the 7 years, it's been a bit of a whirlwind, really. I've been made redundant, I've been furloughed, I've had a second pregnancy, all these things that suddenly zap all your money. And all the way through that, the business has been there for me. It's been my safety net right the way through. It now fits in before work, after work, or in between homeschooling. And it's time for me, like everybody else has already said, it's fun. You get to travel when we're allowed to. You get to make so many new friends, and my confidence has just gone through the roof. I can't tell you how much of a different person I am from when I started to now. It's unbelievable. And the biggest thing, really, I'm a really good role model for the children as well, and I'm able to spend time with them, showing them what I'm doing, which is just incredible.
Amazing, thank you. And obviously I've known you all of that time, and I've seen all of that transformation and more. So the confidence is the bit that I know. So your body transformation has been incredible, but your confidence transformation is something else. So really, really proud of you for that. And I know this is going to be a heck of a year for you. I'm really excited to see what you can do this year. So thank you so much for sharing your story. I really appreciate it. And we could go on all night with the stories, right? Literally, there are so many amazing, and they're all different, right? Everybody in the business has got a different story, different background, different things going on. But the common denominator is everybody wanted more, whether it was more time freedom, more financial freedom, whether it was more better health, or better sleep, or whatever. But from a business point of view, I think honestly that in the 8 years that I've done this, and the 15 years I was working in corporate life before that, I've never come across anything like this, where you're in control of it. You get to just choose how much you do. You get to choose how much you earn. Like if you want to earn a bit more, like Lisa said, you know exactly what you need to do to earn a bit more, right? You know exactly how to turn that on. And you do. And I remember my mum saying, my mum was uber skeptical when I got involved, like really skeptical. And I remember when I started earning really good money, like 5 figures a month, and I was just sending her like a picture of my income, and just to show her that I hadn't lost my mind after all. And she was so spectacularly unimpressed, and she went, you know what, Emma, you only just for the first time in your life you're getting paid what you're worth. And I just thought that was really nice in a really weird way, but that's what this does for you. You get paid for your effort that you put in, you get paid for the time that you want to put into it, and you get to choose when you work, who you work with, the team that you want to work with, and all of that. And it's just puts you in the driving seat of your own life. And I think that it's phenomenal for that. And we will hold your hand every step of the way. It's a 50-year-old company. It's a product that is global, that everybody needs. Good nutrition is never going to go out of fashion. Fruits and vegetables are never going to go out of fashion. You can't buy this product in the supermarket. You can't buy it anywhere else but through a distributor. So you're in a fantastic place to build a phenomenal business if you want to. But if all you want is a small additional secondary income to come in, that's totally cool as well. You just let us know and we'll help you do either one of those. Thank you so much for jumping on. I would encourage you to go back to the person who invited you on this call tonight. Just say I'm in. Don't ask any more questions. Just jump in and get going. What have you got to lose? Absolutely nothing, right? You'll earn while you learn, right? 5 years in university, I left with debt. 5 years doing this, cleared all my debts. I'll leave it there. Have a fantastic, fantastic evening. Thank you so much for jumping on. Thank you to all our speakers. I really appreciate it. We do this call every Wednesday night. We also do a Friday lunchtime call. We do a Monday night call. And there's calls all through the week that you can invite people onto. If you've got friends or family or anybody that you think of that actually would like to take a look at this, please, 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 please do invite them along and we will share it with them as well. Have a fabulous evening. Thank you for joining me and I'll see you all really soon. Bye.